it's a little early. It's a little early. It's 9:30 in the morning. And I just am using this a bit as a prop today because the Divas are going to be talking about how to avoid so much alcohol consumption during the holidays. So we're going to give you 5 tips. Helena put these together. We're going to go through them. And then I'm going to talk a little bit too about some of the emotions that I find that come up when I'm working with people, because often the drinking, and Helena, I know you agree with this, has to do with relationships. Mm-hmm. So especially this time of year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to refer to Dr. Bradley Nelson's, his brand new emotion code book. He's got a great glossary at the end of it. So I'm just going to read off a few things, a few of the emotions that are pretty common that come up. So Helena, let's just dive right into this. At the end of the show, Helena has made up a really nice tips template, right, that you can receive. But Helena, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself for a minute, and then we're going to jump in because our shows are shorter now.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. I'm Helena Jenikin. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist as well as a certified emotion code practitioner. I love helping men and women release excess weight and also stop smoking. And today I put together some tips based on my experience with my clients that have come to me for wanting to reduce the amount of alcohol that they drink. And actually, these are some tips that I put together that I used as I wanted to reduce my alcohol intake for health reasons.
Right, exactly. So we do know that, December, all our shows this month are kind of dedicated to you and hopefully inspiring you and giving you some suggestions about how to get through the holidays. We're going to be talking about eating, a little bit mindful eating. We're going to be talking about. So let's just jump right into this. So the first tip that Helena has given us here from the 5 steps to eliminate excess drinking habits. Number 1 is stop for a minute. So this is most of you know that I'm a law of attraction trainer. I've written a law of attraction book, and actually Christmas Day, I'm going to be giving out an ebook that I wrote for the law of attraction, but you got to be watching the show and posting. So we'll talk about that later. But number 1, stop for a minute. So wake up out of your trance and your automatic patterns. It may be every day you go home, you have a drink, but now you might be partying, you might be out with people and everybody's got a glass. And there they are with the glass, and it's kind of natural for you want to feel that you belong and that you can connect. But there are lots of things that we can do, and this one is to be mindful. Notice what words you're using. Are you saying, oh, I need a drink, or I'm going to feel stupid because everybody else is drinking, I'm not? All you need to do is get a prop. That's all you need to do. Think about it. Notice what beliefs you hold about alcohol. I mean, maybe like for me, I know 2 drinks and I start eating. That's what I do, Helena. If there's munchies around or whatever, I'm going to start eating. So I know, and 2 drinks, I'm not really as coherent as I would like to be as well. So that's mine. 1 is good. Yeah, and notice what happens after you drink. So Helena's tip here is stop for a minute and do this before you start to take that glass of wine, martini, cocktail, whatever it is that is your kind of go-to drink. So that's number 1. So number 2, Helena.
Number 2 is drink a glass of water. I know that in the past I would be working so much and that I'd meet my friends right after work at a party or a restaurant, and I'd order a drink and I would guzzle it down because I was thirsty.
Yeah.
So I make it a habit now when I come home to have a glass of water or a glass of club soda or soda, sparkling water. And what I like to do is to dress it up and make it fancy, is to put it in a nice glass and then add some essential oils. So I've got these really nice essential oils that you can actually ingest. They're from a company called Young Living. There's lime, there's orange, There's grapefruit, citrus fresh, lemon,
Nice.
even peppermint and spearmint. It's so amazing what's available to us now to dress it up. So
Love
that's
it.
also
And
one.
you can throw a piece of orange in there or a piece of lemon or lime or whatever. And again, because a lot drinking is very social. That's what happens when you go to bar. Also, even if you're not a smoker, right, Helena?
Yeah,
People that don't smoke, they see other people smoking. It's like, oh, I'm going to be long. That looks good. And all of a sudden, you're back to dragging on that cigarette. And the next day, it's like, why did I do that? The
I did.
same with drinking. So,
Yeah.
number 3 tip, have a bite to eat. So, and a good thing to eat is protein. So you want to chew it slowly and you want to be very conscious about it. And this is where you don't want to go to those empty sugar calories or just empty calories in general. So, a calorie is a calorie. So when you're mixing food with alcohol, it's hard for your body to digest protein if it's busy digesting carbohydrates and sugars. So what would be some proteins that people could have, Helena?
Oh, well, I find that having some cooked chicken breast at home,
Okay.
that I could just grab that, have a little bite of that, or I like steak, and so we always cook a little extra steak for the next day and grab a little bite of that. Dana, even a piece of cheese or
Yeah,
some
I was going to
vegetables
say
like
for
hummus.
the vegetarians, which is me, I will have, I'd rather have a bit of cheese, but I have to be mindful of that too. But nuts are good protein as well. So just something that's not, laden with the sugar is what we're going for, and the carbs, because we know that just turns into fat. And none of us like to even think about being fat. So tip number 4, Helena.
Mhm.
This is important.
This is important. What's the cost of drinking? Now, I could talk about, the health cost, the social cost, the relationship cost, but here I'm talking about the financial cost. I have a client who recognized that they were spending about $20,000 a year on alcohol as a couple, and yet they couldn't afford to go on a vacation or fix their car. So once the awareness came that they were spending $20,000 on something that they were just drinking and going away, and at the end of the year they had nothing to show for it but extra fat,
Wow.
not so much health, and actually more emotional sadness because they weren't being able to do the things that they really wanted to do.
Right, and that's a really good point. I know, Helena, with when you work with your stop smoking clients,
Hmm.
that's one of the things you and I were talking about. The well, obviously lots of health costs and all of that, but the monetary cost was astronomical. Like,
Yeah.
a bottle of wine in Canada is maybe $15 to $20
Hmm.
um, a bottle, and honestly, you only get 4 glasses out of this. So it's, out of the standard wine bottle. But smoking, how much is smoking now? I don't even know what a pack of cigarettes
Smoking
cost.
is now $15, $16 a pack of smokes in British Columbia.
Wow.
So just like a bottle of wine, let's say if there's a couple, they're drinking a bottle of wine every day. And so that's like $450 of after tax money. So you still have to go to work for more, and you have to work more to take your after tax money and spend it on that. And that doesn't even include if you go out and have a beverage. I mean, Dana, if you go to a restaurant, order a glass of wine in Canada, it's about $15 a glass.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I guess, for the beer drinkers as well, I mean, it's a little bit less, but still added up. And of course, when I think of really heavy beer drinkers, I do think of people that put on weight, because usually when they're drinking that beer, they're wanting something salty. So it's the chips, or something that's not good for them. It might be, tacos or pizza or anything that, and again, when you're drinking too much, you do also eat too much. So those are real facts about that. So that's just about the cost of it.
Mhm.
And I just want to go to Dr. Brad's his book and in his glossary. And one of the things that I find comes up as an emotion when I'm working with people is the trapped emotion of despair. So it's on page 307. So Dr. Brad says that despair is a complete loss of hope. And then this is when people are quite feeling miserable and unable to be helped or comforted. And often this can turn into depression, which that emotion comes up a lot. And Dr. Brad defines it this way: a state often caused by quote unquote anger turned inward. So you were talking about that couple, they're longing to go somewhere, but they can't. And yet again, they're going to go out and buy another bottle of something and spending money on that. So it's depression, anger at the self, inability to feel joy or excitement, a low energy, negative state caused by ongoing negative feelings. And that is where the emotion code comes in. When you're looking at the chart that Dr. Brad has of the 60 emotions, I like to put my chakras in here as well. And typically those are the heart chakra and also the sacral chakra, because that's where all the feelings are in the body. So the emotion code is something that can remove those trapped emotions and just release that negative energy. So what's tip number 5, Helena?
You know, tip number 5, it may sound a little harsh when I say it, but the intention is that we are able to positively influence and inspire others. So I say here, tip number 5 is consider the social aspect. No one wants to be around someone with a drinking problem, except a person with a drinking problem themselves, because that just allows you to avoid the issue. So instead, become the inspiration and choose a non-alcoholic beverage, and you may help someone who has a drinking problem to do the same.
Yeah, that's such good advice. And of course there are, if you have Helena and I aren't talking really about this seriously addicted person. There are other resources for that. There's counseling, there's AA groups, there's lots of help that you can get for that. But our tip number 6, or our bonus tip, would be to get an emotion code session. Helena and I, for the month of December, both have buy 2 sessions, get 1 free. So we put a little post up in our page there that you can take a look at. You can contact us directly for that. But, when you're really feeling out of control and, things aren't, moving in the direction that you want, or, family's coming and, there's always somebody that's going to drink, or you can think about, is there going to be the family fight or feud, or, we talked about overjoy last session being one of the, or last program about being one of the trapped emotions that comes up a lot. It's like, yeah, so excited, company's coming, haven't seen the family, haven't seen my sister or brother for so long. And then once the dust settles and everybody gets back into that old retune, and often it's childhood memories, and then very unpleasant things can happen. And if you're consuming a lot of this along with it, consider calling us. So Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
So people can get a hold of me through my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com. I'm also on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. It's new for me. Right. And yeah, it's an exciting world, the Instagram world. But you can get a hold of us also through this Facebook page or this video.
Great. And you can find me at danasmithers.com/emotion-code for sessions. And again, I did a post if you want to take advantage of our the offer is in December, but you can use the sessions now or anytime in 2020. It's just that you would need to purchase them now. It's just kind of a little Christmas thing we want to offer. So that's it from the Divas. We would love it if you would share our show, if you would like our page. And also, Helena, what's the hashtag if they want to get the 5 tips from you?
Oh my gosh, what was the hashtag? Let's do drink less.
Drink less. All right, I actually think that was it. That's great. All right, bye for us. And yeah, so enjoy the month, and whatever holiday you're celebrating or not celebrating, take good care of yourself and do something special for yourself. Bye for now.